Game face on, we locked in deep. Welcome to the grind, team no sleep. James talk stats, Montel bring heat. Heather on the mic, whole crew on beat. Clock don't stop, we run these plays. Hustle in the blood, do it 365 days. From the tip, all face, down to the last inch. Pressure on max, we don't never ever flinch.
Game face on. We locked in deep. My goodness, I don't even remember the words. I wrote them, but okay. Team No Sleep, ladies and gentlemen. April Fool's Day. We got some jokes, and we got this crew right here too. What it do, y'all? How y'all living? AC, you good?
Good. I got a new mic, so hopefully I sound really good.
Over there, flossing with the new gear. Hey, Montel, see how she come up after a little while. She gonna get the mic to make sure everything sounds clear.
Yeah. She right. She good to go, man. Proud of HC doing her thing.
In the building,
Right.
we
Yeah.
official.
Getting fancy.
Seniors here, so we official. Let's go ahead and get this thing started. Listen, somebody that I was telling Heather, this gonna be one of them shows, right? That we typically have throughout our seasons and all, where there's just a lot of news, and then unfortunately, it's a lot of news that we got to get into.
Yeah.
We'll start we'll start low, and then we'll go on up to a high, because AC's got her new segment that we want to get into. But we have to start, and we have to show kind of some homage and some support and some tribute to 24-year-old man out of Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Jack Pugh knew something was wrong. If y'all don't know this story, you need to know this story, because this goes beyond football, but it's social impact of sport. Man, the man knew something was wrong at an early age, at an early time. He said his mind wasn't right, his mental wasn't right, his heart and his physical, and it wasn't because of football. It was his life around football, substance abuse and just mental distress. So he retired from football to go take care of himself. We thought that was going to be good enough. We thought that was going to be cool. Standout athlete. Now come to find out, young man, 24 years of age, is no longer with us. Montel Allen, we talk about this a lot. 24 years old, young man gone. Something happened. I'm not going to say it was a sports-related thing. I know you, I don't want to put you on Front Street, you like to steer away from the mental health as the symptom, or mental health as the problem, right?
Yeah, not in this case though.
Okay, so there you go. That's where I wanted to go, right? Because this one right here hits a little different. So let's talk a little bit about this. When y'all saw this story, talk a little about how y'all felt.
Yeah, I think I brought the story when I first heard it. It came up on my feed, and my heart just broke. Talented athlete, Division I player, great. Well, the most I know about him is his athletic prowess, right? What he was doing on the field, and then to find out, he left because of mental health issues, and then, like you said, all of his background that led to it, and now we're at this situation. It's again what we preach at the end of every show. Please check up on your loved ones.
Yeah.
Please check up on people that you want to be around, and because you never know what people are going on, and when that pain becomes more than you can bear, unfortunately, situations happen, right? I feel for this person, but I do believe I hope his life is not in vain, and I hope this is the launch pad for universities, schools, family members to really, really, really pay attention to people's patterns and what's going on, because you never know what they're going through in order to get them the help that they need. This young man is way too young to be passed away.
Yeah.
Way too young. Too much talent. I wish, instead of him going this way, I wish he would have been the voice of mental health in athletics. I wish he would have been the position they could have promoted to speak about the demons that he's dealing with in his head and the things that are going on, that he feels that he needs to be able to express to some people, and what other people are going through, and how you can overcome. We're too reactive, man. We've been too reactive so long. From the Junior Seau situation to now, we're here now with a young man that's 24. We're dealing with, and I know CTE may have something to do with it. They never have all the way 100% did that correlation. That could be an issue, but with this young man, it's just sad, man. It's very, very sad. And like I said, it hit me kind of hard because it's like, man, wow, this kid had everything in the world to look forward to. Good
Yeah.
looking young man, great athlete. Um, took a brave stand to leave Division I football. That's right on the cusp of becoming becoming a pro athlete. And he took the stand and said, I gotta leave. I'm not right. I'm not something's not vibing. And to me, it's disappointing. No one around in this circle could see it where it's going this one. And don't get me wrong, I know people can mask things very, very well.
Yeah.
They can pretend like everything is okay. Usually, the happiest person in the room is the most depressed. I get all
Oof.
that, but I think someone in his circle should have been able to hopefully see some of the symptoms and steer him wrong, and him have an outlet. And it's sad that we're in 2026 and we don't. People with mental health issues, such as especially extreme as his, don't have an outlet to call, or to
Yeah.
discuss something with.
Okay. So that right
Um,
there, that's where HC, I want to ask you this question right here. We see you over there on the vertical side asking what's this all about. We talking about Jack Pugh right now. Montel mentioned Jack could have been a voice for kind of a speaking person to help with some of these issues, and right, because he identified this back in 2023. He said, "Listen, my mental health is not perfect, but my physical health was not perfect, but my mental health was the reason I decided to hang it up." So that's outwardly reaching, and the man is saying, "Hey, I need help. I'm backing away." The people around him, we talk about people around him and around a lot of these athletes, things of that nature. Your thoughts on that? And hindsight being 2020, could someone have just stepped in, reached out, helped out? Could we have seen that 2 years ago and said, "Man, we need to make sure to put the right people around Jack to make sure not that he's just retiring from sports to go try to deal with himself, but to make sure that he's not in the corner by himself." I don't really know what I'm asking, Heather, but I'm just wondering. Again, the man is putting up the white flag and asking for help. Did some? You
Yeah.
can make assumptions, but I'm just wondering, did someone help him?
Yeah, first of all, I hate seeing these stories. They're awful. But also, my understanding is like a 4-star recruit,
Yeah.
elite athlete. And if you're gonna step away from all of that, like Montel was making the point, was there someone in his life that was either encouraging him to do that or not encouraging to do that, to say, hey, pump the brakes. Maybe you don't want to do this just yet. Maybe you'll regret it and then you'll be really depressed. Like, was it an emotional response where you quickly bowed out? Sometimes when you're alone in your thoughts and you're really depressed, you make irrational decisions too quickly and then come to regret them later. And then maybe he spiraled from that. It was like, man, I threw in the towel too early. I hope that's not the case.
Yeah.
But it is a possibility. I wonder if someone was around him that encouraged him, like, hey, man, maybe you need to step back and take some focus on your personal life. I don't know what that looks like for him, but maybe he was having an identity crisis, as you often hear. Maybe he was mentally burned out from the sports, because it takes so much out of you just to get to that level. It's constant. So maybe there's that. But the pressure of college on these kids nowadays is even bigger than it was 15, 20 years ago. They're under a lot of stress. So I don't know. I don't know. I would be curious. I mean, no one's gonna say, but like what the people around him were saying before and after he dropped out, and where were the people after? I mean, it's not their fault. Again, sometimes you mask things, but yeah, you do wonder about where the community was in this particular place. I bet you
Mhm.
they're heartbroken right now. I bet you they're devastated. I would be devastated. Was
Especially
my
his closest partners, right? And I want to counteract that. And folks, y'all in the comments, definitely put them in if you got any things to say on this as well. I wonder again if someone knew and just didn't say his closest dudes, right? I tell you and me, I can tell if something's going on in your world. I can see that if you need to step back from something and you got something going on, I'm gonna call you every other day. Was somebody with this guy for the last 2.5 years to hopefully talk him from that edge? Where I'm not blaming family, I'm not blaming the mom and dad, I'm not blaming the brother and
no.
sister, pastor, or
Mhm,
teachers or anything
mhm.
like that. Man, this just hits me that again, the 24-year-old is gone way too
I,
soon.
I think I think people need to realize athletes when they get to a certain point and they stop, there's a depression.
Mm,
I don't care if you're a kid that's playing from the time that you're, little league baseball from the time you're 4, and you got to stop at the age of high school because you no longer can make it to the next level. there's a form of depression that sets in because you can no longer play the sport that you developed to love over the years. So he stopped erratically. So maybe he lost a passion for a moment and he went into this depression. We all know, man, time is the devil workshop, right? It is. It creates all these things in your
Wow.
head. It does, you start to doubt yourself, you start to doubt your decisions you make, you start to doubt everything that's going around you, and then even deeper depression sets in, right? So once that deeper depression sets in, that pain becomes larger and larger and larger, and it starts to become larger than life, right? Some people suppress it with alcohol. People, that's why we have athletes always drinking
Yeah.
and constantly burning out on drugs. They're depressed because they're no longer in that spotlight anymore, or they're no longer playing the sport that they learn at that competitive level they won't know anymore. I think for this young man, for him to identify like his background, his where he how he grew up was, and that contribute, right? That's a contributing factor to
Mm.
why he got I think his depression and what went on in his mental health and how come it wasn't as stable as. But again, I would never point the finger at anybody because everybody's great at masking things. They are. They're just great.
Hmm.
We can play that masquerade. Hey, I'm happy. Everything's fine. But when he's alone, there's something there. Like you said, his closest friend, I won't say the closest friend didn't see the signs, but they probably did ask, "Hey man, everything okay?" And he just kept showing it. No, I'm fine. I'm perfectly fine. I'm good. And kept going down this deep road to a point where he just couldn't tolerate it anymore, which is sad. It's very unfortunate. But I mean, I think that we should take notes from this, and I think colleges should take notes, and even the high school level now. We need to take notes to be able to address people when they stop their sport or they're getting ready to. This is the last time they're going to play or participate in this sport at a high competitive level. They need to have someone to talk to. They need to have somebody to
Yeah.
kind of go through it. I could be perfectly honest right now. My son right now, he's not playing football right now no more because his eligibility is over with, and he's depressed. He has a depression. It is. I went through it personally. All my friends went through it. When they stopped playing football and they was like, "That's it, not playing at the next level no more. That's it. This is the stopping point." Man, you go into a deep depression. You really do because you don't know. That's been such a big part of your life and your identity and how you developed and who you are, and now it's gone, or you're no longer allowed to play with it. It's like, what do I do next? How do I fill that void? It's hard. It's very difficult, and my prayers go out to this young man's family and friends, man, because he might have masked it, but this needs to be a stepping stone for us to be like, we need to really take some accountability and figure out what's going on because we can't have a bunch of 24-year-olds lose their life
Really?
over depression and not
See,
getting clear.
yeah, and I'm At, I'll let you get in, but this one's grabbing me just in a certain way. Like the man left a note, and he said it in the note. I'm looking at it and I keep reading it. I decided I deserved a better life, to finally find happiness. In no way was football the root of these problems, but everything in my life had distracted me for so long to the point I never had prioritized my mental health, all along digging a deeper, darker hole. Man said that 2 years ago,
Yeah, yeah. I
right?
mean, again, man, I'm telling you, you again, time is a devil's workshop, and when you're in that space and you're alone and you got to look in the mirror and you're not happy with what you see in the mirror, man, things just turn dark. I don't know if he had any substance abuse. I don't know if he drank. I don't know if he
There was
smoked. I don't
substance
know what he
abuse.
did.
No, that
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
was
So
mentioned right here. So over years of prolonged depression and substance abuse, that's when he
yeah,
decided he needed a better life. So what's the
it's
moral, brother?
happened. Awareness, brother. We gotta be aware. We have to understand these kids are gonna go through this. These young people are gonna go through this, and you got to think about it. He's probably been playing football since he's probably the age of 7. He's been playing football more than he's done anything in his life, right? And he walked away. Okay, I got to get myself right. I got to walk away.
Yeah.
But when you're alone and you got to address those demons by yourself, you don't want to see what you see, so you mask it. You drink, you take pills, you smoke, you party too much, sex addiction. You go out and do all these. You mask everything just not to face that person in the mirror, and they don't have an outlet to talk to. It's very hard to find someone. I mean, how am I gonna talk to you, hey James? You know what, man? Guess what, man? I'm strung out on pills, bro. I can't deal with this. I've been popping these pills, man. I've been ODing on these pills for the last week. That's a hard thing to admit to somebody to even bring
Mm.
that up. So to be honest, man, we're
So,
our own worst enemy.
Go ahead, HC.
yeah, I was going to say, so I agree with everything Montel is saying. And collegiate sports, especially for men, to have the culture of toughness mentality, and so that, you know, being emotional, expressing your feelings and all that's not exactly encouraged. So maybe one answer is that in the same way that we have been pushing for colleges to help these students, these athletes, for when they get out of college, not to lose all their money, what to do with the NIL money, and what to do when you make
Mm-hmm.
it in pros, and all these athletes are like, I don't know what to do with this kind of money. You don't want to blow it, and so you want to have someone there to help you organize and take care of your money. Perhaps it should be something of that nature, where they bring in someone that's like, hey, this isn't going to last forever. Maybe it ends tomorrow. You blow out your knee in 5 different places and
Mm-hmm.
it's done. Or hey, you know, maybe it ends year one. What's your, if you're going to have an identity crisis, what does that look like? Are you burnt out? Are you mentally burnt out? Is your family all riding on you? And that creates a lot of stress for you to provide
Mm-hmm.
for them and buy them houses and take care of their mortgages. Maybe we're setting up all these kids with such just a massive stage, and it's just so much that, and that their frontal cortex is
Mm-hmm.
not done forming till they're 25, and yet you're throwing them in at 20, 21, 22, 23. They're not even at the ability biologically to handle and make these critical decisions. So perhaps adults should step in, and by adults I mean like over 25, and just help them with, hey, this might happen to you and this is going to happen to you at some point, so let's just get ahead of it. I don't know, maybe something like that.
No, I agree with you. I think we need to have mental health awareness seminars at the collegiate, at those collegiate levels and high school levels, giving them that understanding of what's about to happen or what you possibly might go through. Everyone won't go through it, but a majority of them do. Maybe, you know, how we're having financial literacy, we need to have mental health literacy in these schools
Right.
and in these things, and talking to them, and psychologists helping them understand the day-to-day life. You know, I think Tony Davis, you're right. We're setting them up for failure,
Yeah.
but we need to teach
Yeah.
them. We need to teach them how to deal with failure. We do. We need to
Hmm.
teach them how to deal with failure. How do you overcome this? How do you do this? How do you overcome when you can't do this anymore? I mean, no, we're going to talk about it. I think Tiger Woods is in the same situation. I can no longer perform at this elite level. I can't do this. He masks it by drinking and doing the things that he's been doing, and we'll get into that a little bit later. But I think mental health is driving a lot of those things, or lack of being able to talk to somebody, express what's going on, someone empathizing with what you feel like, and kind of walking you through the steps in order how to overcome it. That's the bigger issue. How can we help them overcome it? Because at the end of the day, when somebody's in the dark room by themselves, there's nobody that can save them. We got to be able to figure out a way to shed
Okay.
some light so they can be able to be someone they can reach out to. Go ahead, James.
Well, I was gonna say, because that segues into the next three stories,
Mm-hmm.
and shouts out to Tony Davis, my guy TD. Went to school with him. He knows about this as well, because he played sports. He's got kids in
Mm-hmm.
sports, things of that. So appreciate you chiming in, my guy here, especially for people that believe we need government. They're Fruit Loops. Somebody's got to step in somewhere. So I put that comment up. But I do appreciate you for putting that, man, because we want to have this conversation. If we can get in front of these conversations before, especially again, I keep harping on the fact that this was 2 years ago that this young man left this message. You're right. Good looking young man, four-star athlete, probably had everything going from him on the outside. But more than likely, he had some partners around him. He had friends and acquaintances. He's probably had a ton of acquaintances, but probably had a couple of partners that probably knew. And I'm looking for a moral for what we can do.
Well,
What's the
but you
action
got to
that we
think
can
about it.
do to move
The
forward
age of,
and to talk to somebody before they
she
get to
already
that
said
point?
it. But she already said it. At the age, his partners is around him are the age of 20, 21, 20. They don't recognize the signs because they don't know it. You know what I mean? They're not looking at him at like that. Oh, that's
So okay, so
just
that's
him.
back to Tony
You know what
talking
I'm saying?
about we
So
setting them up for
yeah.
failure. Okay.
Yeah, but his circle doesn't recognize it either. Like we recognize it because we're older, right? We look at people's patterns. We
Yeah.
understand. Hey, you're acting a little bit different. What's going on? At that age of 20, when your partner was acting crazy, be like, oh man, he just tripping, man. I don't know, he depressed about that girl.
Mhm.
You keep it moving.
Mhm.
You still partying and enjoying yourself. Oh man, I don't know why he popping them pills, man. We need to talk to him about it. But bro, we got to keep it going. We moving. That's on him. Your friends around you at that circle at that age, I don't think are fully equipped to understand the dangers of mental health issues at all. When you're at the age of
Mhm.
18, 19, 20,
That's
21,
that's
20
too
year old,
bad,
it
man.
needs to be it needs to somebody a little bit older, parents to be able to look at it. And I think HC hit it on the head. They need to have mental health awareness. They need to have They need to have those things available to them I think even at the high school level as well as the collegiate level, so they understand these are the things that are about to happen. You can't force it on anybody, but you can at least open the door and say, "This is what we're doing. We're gonna definitely give you mental health literacy. We're gonna help you understand these are the things you're gonna go to. You're gonna be depressed. You're gonna miss the game. You're gonna miss the fan. You're gonna miss the girls. You're gonna miss the guys. You're gonna miss whatever you're gonna miss, and those things are gonna happen. And then at some point, you can keep yourself as busy as you want to be busy, but at some point, it's gonna hit. It's just almost like when someone passes away that you love. It doesn't hit you right away, right? You're depressed and you're sad. It doesn't hit you right away, but at some point, it's gonna hit you like a ton of bricks. And the faucets come on and you can't take it and you don't know what to do. It's the same kind of analogy. With this thing, you're depressed. You can mask it only for so long before it hits you. And unfortunately, these people are on the spotlight. Can you imagine? He's a former athlete, so people put in the spotlight on. Imagine how many other people are dying or having mental health issues that no one knows about that doesn't play a sport. They've been playing band all their life and no longer can play band. This person's been doing science for long and they can never do it. The depression happens in anything you've been practicing for the last umpteenth years, and then someone has to take it away from you. I think it can settle in, and I think for him, he was actually self awareness, so he took himself out, and it still wasn't enough.
I don't know, man. This is not one that we're gonna have the answer to. This is one that we're gonna raise you. I'm tripping. You know how I get, right? I start getting
Aw.
in my feeling. HC, I come at it like Montel, and I'm sure as you as a parent, and just when you think about you send them off to school to thrive and to do good and to start living their life, start living their dreams, and for a parent to probably get that phone call that my child who was flourishing from the outside perspective, and then to need to go to this extreme, just couldn't get over it, and had to go to this extreme. Who was around them? Why couldn't someone see? What were the signs? Maybe we didn't see the signs. I just want to make sure that society helps each other, right? I mean, kind of like the comment here from Dark Crypto. Yeah, there's all other things going on, and from a political perspective, and all things from another societal perspective. But man, we got to take care of ourselves, especially take care of our kids. And I hate seeing stories like this when we lost someone for any reason, but at this particular young age. I'm gonna move on before I go down the rabbit hole. Y'all keep chopping it up if you want to. I'm gonna bring up some of these other stories that have to deal kind of with this. Appreciate everyone for letting me vent just for a second there. So, mental health, mental challenges, understanding what's going on with themselves personally. Come to find out, stories were true. Puka out there biting folks.
Yeah. hmm
Puka out there.
His
Go ahead.
as it says, his attorney said horseplay, if you will. So
See, okay, I was gonna get into that. You putting the cart before the horse. Horseplay? Listen, I ain't never really bit nobody. Okay. Horseplay. That sounds like a good legal term, but come to find out,
But,
them teeth mark were Puka's.
but okay, I
I
know
don't
we're
know where
gonna
to
get
go with
into
this.
it.
So
I'm gonna get.
I like that.
I'll take us on. Let me take
Okay,
us
so
on.
let me say
Go ahead.
this
You go.
because let me put myself back in light. I don't want anybody coming after me thinking that I'm talking madness. I do respect the fact that he checked himself into rehab. He said, "Damn, you know what? I got an issue. I got a problem. I need to go find some help." Kind of like we wish everyone would do in hindsight. I appreciate that. I hope it is for the right reason. I hope it's not just because this is being driven by that payday that's possibly coming. See,
Mm.
I've been around Montel a little long, AC. I'm starting to, take the blinders off, but I wanted to say that piece right there. I'm glad he's checking into rehab. Hopefully it's for the right reason. Go ahead, Mr.
I,
Albert.
I,
Go ahead.
I, there's two things I don't like about. There's two things about I don't like about this whole ordeal. One, if he did physically bite that person, how come there's no assault charges brought up against him?
Mm-mm.
Because that's physical assault.
Yes.
So why is the prosecution or whoever in this manner doing criminal charges against him instead of now we got the civil suit, right? There's going to be a civil suit right
yeah,
before he does it because he's going to sue. So no criminal. That's one thing. So that makes me suspicious. Horseplay and checking yourself into rehab is a diversion for the courts. So there is no criminal charges, I believe, in my opinion. I don't know what you can say. You going into rehab to go about drinking or whatnot, whatever. It's gonna be hard for him if he does have a drinking or alcohol problem. It's gonna be hard for him to resist because of the environment that he's in. It is what it is. He's in the football environment where those things are very
The
prevalent
environment that he's
all the
in and
time.
who he is. Right.
And who he is very prevalent. So yeah, some people can resist, but if you really do have a problem, I don't think you can resist. I think this is more of a diversion tactic than it is for him to actually get help, right? I hate to say it, Puffy did the same thing. I'm gonna check myself in rehab and blah 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 blah.
You didn't compare
Okay, well that
Puka to
doesn't
Puffy?
negate. Yeah. No, I'm just saying, checking yourself in rehab doesn't negate what you've done and what
Yeah.
the charges are. You assaulted some person. You were drinking at a party and you bit her. He got shark teeth, by the way, his print marks, but he bit the lady on her back with all those bitter.
He got
That's
all
assault.
all his
That
motives.
is physical assault. So where's the assault charges? That's what my problem is. Like when this whole thing, if they brought him up on assault, I'll be like, okay, well, this is something different. That still hasn't. It's a civil. So I still can't connect the dots. I think she's going for a payday, rightfully so. The man bit her or whatever. She's going for a payday, but the story just gets more bizarre without no assault charges. Maybe this check-in and rehab is more leniency, like you said, on this contract year to get him, make sure he gets the money, and leniency on what they're going to be able to award her when this happens because she's going to win now. You just admitted, you didn't admit it, but you openly put yourself in the thing, admit that you're kind of guilty. It shows that you're guilty of the crime and what happened. So now that gives her a segue to buy. But now he's fixed. He won't do that anymore. So we're not going to hit you for 10 million. We're only going to get you for 2. You know what I mean? Story sucks,
he got
man.
that in his, in his glove box. HC, what you think?
Yeah.
What you think?
Yeah, I heard a lot of chatter this week on this story. I saw that she withdrew her temporary restraining order, but that was also after the judge said that he would not grant the temporary restraining order because there was not enough evidence that was necessary for it. So yeah, she withdrew that, but she was also denied it as well because they're like, we don't really see you in trouble. I mean, two things can be true at once. Perhaps he has a drinking problem, and maybe things went a little too far. Maybe it was consensual. Maybe she likes things like that, and then now she's backpedaling. Like we don't. And the other thing that could be true is we don't know. Like we don't know what went on, and we'll find out more information. Again, the timing is weird. All of it's weird. But we'll see.
It just don't make no. If someone bit you like that,
Mm.
and you're not physically able to defend yourself and fight back, that's an assault. Ow, that hurt me. You bruised my back. You did all these things. That's an assault. So if you're gonna sue him for money, why aren't you suing? Why aren't you doing the criminal? The criminal part should be up front, in my opinion. Like if someone, that's a
Carries
bad
more weight.
analogy. I won't even put that out there. But if someone bit you,
Yeah.
physically bit you, the first thing, and he's a big football player, right? HC, I would assume you would call the police at that point. Hold on, this guy bit me. I didn't want this. He bit the mess out of me on my back, and I have the proof to show it. You're not going to say, let me wait 6 months later. Oh, he bit me, and I'm going to do a civil. I'm going to just charge him civilly because he bit me, and I got evidence. Well, why wasn't you presenting that evidence in the beginning when you could have had the police arrest him for assault? And we could be out. Now you would have won guaranteed, right? You were at a party, documented. He was drunk, documented. He bit the shit out of you, documented. I'm charging you, documented. I'm going to win what money you got, documented. It's all there.
Yeah. They're also filming him while he's passed out, and they're like twerking in his face and stuff. I mean, if I was scared of someone and I wanted a restraining order from a guy, that I wouldn't be doing that. I don't know.
So
that's a bit interesting.
It's weird, man. I think this is a weird case, and now I just don't. I think it's a money grab. I'm personally, I'll say it out there. I don't care if we got it. I think it's a money grab. It's a ploy to get a money grab. Sue this man for something that he did in the party, and you see the dollar signs, and now you're gonna go get him. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Two things could be true at once. It could be totally a shakedown, and she could just be going after him, and then also maybe he likes things rough, and I don't know.
Oh, he did it. Let's be perfectly clear. He did it. I ain't gonna say he didn't do it. He did it. It looks like he did it.
Yo, this is
It looked like at least with the evidence, the evidence we have today, he did it.
Yeah.
I'm not doubting that part. I'm saying the timing of her. If he did that, that's assault. Why don't you charge him with assault? Why are you now suing for whatever I'm the undisclosed amount of money you want to sue for? Where because James, if me and you at the Super Bowl party and I bit Heather and I bit the smack out of Heather,
Mm-hmm.
she might be like, no, I'm calling the police on him. Montel's worth X amount of dollars. I'm gonna call the police right now. He shouldn't have did that to me. He assaulted me. Period.
So this
Even if I don't
was
go to
at
jail,
New Year's Eve,
yeah.
Yeah.
right?
But even if I don't go to jail, I have there's a paper trail, right? She called the
Mhm.
police. There's the paper trail. Why does this young lady do the paper trail? It's just all of a sudden now this, and then now I'm assuming there's enough evidence to put him in some type of foul situation, so he checks himself in rehab.
Yeah.
Because if he didn't
So
get caught
I
in over the
knew
Bryant thing, he wouldn't do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Tyrone, we talking about
Just-
Puka Nakua right now, man. Keep up, brother. Appreciate you for jumping in
Yeah.
with us. Yeah, we hitting all the topics tonight. We so now okay, we'll see. We'll continue
So-
to track this. Go ahead. You got something
Yeah.
more?
Yeah, last thing I was just going to say was at that point for New Year's Eve, like Puka's on his way to go to playoffs and eventually almost made it to the Super Bowl. So perhaps she was like sitting tight and waiting for February to come around to be like, is he going to also add Super Bowl winner to his resume? Are they going to beat the Seahawks? No.
But that's a
but,
thought.
you know.
That's a thought for money though, right? That's a
Yeah, exactly.
I'm waiting to
Exactly.
get paid. So I think you're right. This is
Yeah.
a shakedown money grab. Absolutely. I think it just the timing doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense for them to do that, and why it was withheld. Why would she not talk about it? Why would she bring this up? And why would she create that paper trail? If you didn't like him or have nothing to do with him or want anything to do with him, I'm pressing
Yeah.
charges. I'm gonna press
Yeah.
charges. Man, you just bit the hell out of me. What's wrong with you? You crazy? You just bit the smack dog shit out of me. What's wrong with you?
I do have a
So-
quick
Yeah, go.
question. Oh, what are
No,
your
go.
guys? So, I feel like the court last time I heard the court hearing for this case was in mid-April. But if he's in Malibu in rehab, is he there for that? Is it just his attorneys? How does that work? Is the case
Probably
pushed?
just his attorney. His attorneys will just show up. He won't have to. He won't have
Okay.
to endure it unless the court makes him have to come to court. Let's say you got to be here. Otherwise, his attorneys will take it. Me personally, I think they're gonna settle somewhere outside the court. It only
Mhm.
makes sense for him to make this go away as fast as possible. And he can fight it all he wants, but if he's checking himself in rehab, I don't think there's no judge gonna be like, okay, well then if you didn't do anything, why you check yourself in rehab? If you didn't bite that person, how come you didn't check yourself? Why'd you check yourself in rehab?
There you go.
So
Well-
you already kind of admitted guilt in that point.
Inquiring
I believe.
minds want to know.
I mean, he could make the argument of like, hey, I was so intoxicated, I don't even remember, and I have an issue with drinking, but I am not violent. I don't assault women. I don't do anything that's not consensual.
Wrong.
But
You do assault women. You just bit the hell out of her, so that's wrong. I'm not. Judge Allen is not in your favor, Heather, for biting that person. So you're not getting away with that. That is not an excuse because you're drunk.
Overruled.
You do not get the right to assault people because you're drunk. You may have a drinking problem,
know.
but you can't assault them. So overruled.
Just
You get-
devil's
you get the-
advocate, Montel.
You over here throwing salt in the wounds and everything. Oh my good. Hey, Shirley P, appreciate you for jumping in. You see, we getting into it. Appreciate you for being here, our friend. Oh my gosh. Where we gonna go next? Same line. All right, so we gonna keep watching this one, the Puka show, not the Puka story. I apologize. That slip, Freudian slip on that one right there. Hopefully he don't bite nobody else. Hopefully he takes care of himself. He get his mind right, get his money right, whatever the case may be. Puka, get yourself right. Mental health issues that need to be dealt with, not being true to yourself. This is the kind of the thing that I worry about, Mr. Woods. This is deja vu for Tiger Woods. Y'all remember Tiger Woods almost did the same thing. What was it, last year, 2 years ago? It was even a worse
27.
situation last time.
27, yeah.
Almost killed somebody last time. Blood alcohol of 0. Refused to take a urinalysis. But he has something in his system. Listen, I'm no expert. I'm only a doctor on the internet. You know, shouts out to WebMD, Wikipedia. You look at Tiger's eyes. There's something going on. It's not the same. I don't know if it's to deal with his back. And again, I don't want to speculate. I don't want to do all that stuff. But Tiger needs help. Tiger is one of the Tiger is one of the GOATs, right? He is someone that we looked at. I want to be Tiger Woods. You remember the Nike commercials? Come on, I'm out there too with my little putter and iron talking about I want to be. He's that guy. He's up there. And to see him fall from grace like this, the last time he did it, we took it real hard. But man, come on, Tiger, that's tough. We thought he was coming back. He's got the new gear and everything, right? He's got all that. He's got he's dating new people. I don't like who he's dating, but that's okay. That's not none of my business. He was out there hitting the ball. He was doing all right. Now he's driving early in the morning back to the golf course, rolling over. Driving under the influence, whatever the influence is. Now, it didn't look like it was alcohol because it was a blood alcohol concentration of 0. So he had something in him, but he's going to tell everybody, I was on my phone and I was changing the CD or something. I just wasn't paying attention. Heather, someone told me I was born tonight, but I wasn't born last night.
Oh.
I take credit for that. Montel told me that. Somebody make this clear to me, right? I mean, this man, second time, third time, he's not gonna have the luck of a cat. He gonna miss out, and it's gonna be deadly either for him or somebody else that's involved. Rolling over in the vehicle this time as well, broad daylight, early morning. What are you intoxicated on? Help me understand what's going on with, again, someone of this stature that is going through this type of a situation.
Well, I'll just start out and say he's got bad timing because in Florida, just a couple months ago, like October, end of fall, they just passed a new rule that if you refuse a blood, urine, like lawfully refuse one of those tests if you're pulled over for being under the influence or you have a crash for being under the influence, you automatically lose your license for a year. It's very harsh penalty. Like under California, so I was looking at California, and if you refuse to take those tests, it's a hard probation type of thing, like 30 days, no license, and then you can kind of eke back into it with a probational license. But Florida, they just passed a new law, so he missed that. But anyway, no, I mean, it's horrible. Obviously, he was on pain meds. It seems that he had pain meds in his pockets from what they found. And so that can obviously impair your judgment. I thought I read that he was on his phone, he said.
Yeah.
So there's that. But yeah, he's on something, which is sad.
Get an Uber, like Tony's saying. Call somebody. Yeah. He don't want to get a driver. He's got all these fancy cars. Well, he had a whole bunch of fancy cars. Now they all rolled over. His first one, his wife beat it up with a 4-iron, and this one now is all tipped over. I'm sorry, that's inappropriate. I shouldn't have said that. Listen, Montel, why is Tiger out here?
Y'all too nice. Y'all absolutely
I'm
way too freaking nice.
Well,
fool me once. Wait. Fool me once. Shame on me. You fool me twice. Shame on you. Tiger Woods has had a problem for a long time with painkillers and alcohol. And great, yeah, he was the great one. Times have changed, though. You're not the great Tiger Woods anymore. Father Time then caught up with you. You were a great golfer. You were a great influence on the African-American community. You were a great influence for golf as a whole. That ended, I don't know how many years ago. And now you are an alcoholic. You abuse plain pills. And you want us to feel empathy for you when not only you did it once, now you've done it twice. So you didn't learn your lesson from the first time. So why am I showing you any empathy? To me, my community, talking about African Americans, Heather, so bear with me for a second. What has Tiger Woods done for our community? What has he done? He's a billionaire. What has he done for our community besides bring us new clothes? And the phrase doesn't work anymore. So what has he done for us?
I ain't said it that's true. I ain't said it in 19 years.
I'm not saying he hasn't. He has to do something for us, but he's not even now a face for us to get into golf, to get into those exclusive clubs, to be able to promote whoever the next superstar golfer is, to endorse anybody in any platform. So what has he done for us? He's sat around in Florida, driving his cars, getting drunk, and doing whatever he's doing, trying to make a comeback. So that's one. Two, I think he's depressed because he's not at that level anymore. He is not that iconic person anymore that we used to look at to all that time. Tiger Woods is just a regular rich guy that lives in those communities and does what he needs to do. Fine. Guess what? You should pay the price like every other common person. Because I tell you right now, James, if me or you were driving a truck and we've done it twice, DUIs, and we rolled over twice, me and you would be sitting under the jail, not the opportunity to go to rehab and come out and do it again. So why am I empathetic for him? He doesn't do nothing for us or for me. He's not even a face figure that's
Yeah.
a motivator in our community no more. So tell me why. I supported you back then all the way. Great. Now,
Okay. I hear
What?
you on that, and that actually is in line with the comment that I want to put up here in a second. I'm not necessarily looking for him to do that. You said I'm being too nice. You said me and AT were being. I'm just. I feel troubled.
what? It's
I've-
taking you a
I've-
long time to think what?
I'm trying to find the right words because again I don't want to say the wrong thing because I feel troubled that someone is going through this multiple times, and someone who I would assume and I would think should know better.
No. I disagree with you right there. If it was somebody that couldn't afford or have access to get help, absolutely.
Don't you
Like
think you would
the
know
young
better
man-
if you a billionaire, if you a multi-billionaire, and you
He knows where he can get help. He knows where he can get assistance. He knows where to get all this thing. He can afford anything he wants to teach him. He can even afford another damn driver. Like he said, take an Uber. He can afford all that. But yet he didn't learn his lesson. He did it once, now he's doing it again. And you want me to feel empathetic for you? Come on, man. Why would I feel empathetic for you when you do nothing for us in our community no more?
Tony's saying he doesn't do
Nothing.
camps in the neighborhood. MDH is talking about we definitely not forgetting about this, right? Again,
Yeah,
the old sex edition.
He's showing us again, and that sign of depression. What did I talk about before? Signs of depression, alcohol, drugs, sex addiction, all those things. He's displaying them more than anything having mental health. Instead of checking, and I just heard it that he got permission to go to rehab. So I'm bro, when you have accessibility to get help and do help, get help, your circle around you sees you need help, they don't help you and they can afford to get you help. People in your life can see you need help and don't help you get help. And you as a person, you've done this already once. I've almost killed myself one time and I refuse to get help. At some point, you're just detrimental to yourself. You're not even addressing any of the mental health issues. You're masking it with everything you possibly can instead of dealing with the truth that you're no longer a superstar golfer no more. Excuse me.
Man,
You're no
over there
longer
knocking
any of that.
stuff over. Let's hit it over there. Hey, AC, I told you we were gonna get into one tonight. He over there knocking over
man.
the camera.
My dog ran here
That
and
is okay.
he banged
So
in
so
everything.
here's the guy. Right here we are. We're looking at him again. I am Tiger Woods. I am Nike. I am this guy. I mean, that hasn't done anything within the community. Just does his own thing. One, I don't know if he has to, and I understand that. I wish he did. I like what Tony said. He should go out there and do some camps to help bring up folks, especially bring up some young black kids to put them in the sport. AC, what's going on with this? Right? Do you play golf? Anyone in your family do any golf? Have you followed the trajectory and decline of Tiger Woods?
I wish that we played golf because it seems like a sport you can play well into your later ages. No, yes, of course, I've heard a lot of Tiger's ups and downs over the last couple of decades. I still think it's sad, but yes, it's obviously unacceptable. And hey, in this faith week that we're in right now between Palm Sunday, Good Friday, and Easter, honestly, all these stories just make me think, man, you guys just need Jesus in your life because you need to feel valued.
Come on now, there it is, right?
You need to get that community, that church body. You just need to, man, you need to fill that hole in your life. That'd be the only way.
1,000. I think that's 1,000%. But I do, like I said, I believe, he's not addressing that issue. He's not addressing the mental health issues going through, and it's hard for me to be empathetic. Like really, it really is, man. Because no one else is going to get that
Yeah.
treatment except for Tiger.
You're
just because of your
disappointed
superstar. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very disappointed in him because I believe, even though you have a lot, and he's not obligated to do camps. He's not even obligated to be a leader or nothing. But let's forget, Tiger thrusted himself in that position. I want to be like Tiger. My clothes. You thrusted yourself in being a role model in our community. You thrusted ourselves in embracing golf.
Mhm.
Where we didn't embrace golf at all. You did all these things, and now you're at the point where you're not that no more. And I'm supposed to feel empathetic when you have every resource to help yourself.
Mm.
Every resource to help yourself.
Yeah.
So how am I supposed to feel? I feel bad for other people that do it and they don't have the resources and they really have a problem to fix it. You know, they don't have the resources to fix it. I'm sorry, man. You have the resources to fix it. You have the resources to get a doctor or psychologist. You have all those resources to be able to do this. And the first time, oh, excuse you, man, you made a mistake. I get it. Second time, come on, dog. This is a pattern. This is a pattern of your behavior. So you know what? I don't feel empathetic what happens to you.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
did this to yourself at this point. Now, hopefully, this is a situation that helps you. Now you can get help, the real help you need. Not going to Alcoholics Anonymous. Now you have deeper issues than that. You have
I agree
something
with
that you
that.
need
I
to deal with.
100% agree with that.
Yeah,
It's
you
just
know,
it's
he has
just
to
a,
get.
it's just a
Absolutely.
bad look. It's a huge drop off, right? Again, you go
Yeah,
from right behind Nicholas, right? All you got to get is two more, right? I
hmm
mean, that's pretty dope, right? If you think about it in the annals of the sports, and that does matter, and just to show the struggle of the journey and all that stuff. I just remember when he was out there with his dad, right, and coming up, and then just that stuff right there, and then to see
hmm
him go from that plateau to now sideways on the side of the road twice.
Yeah,
It's unfortunate. We don't. AT, I'm gonna say this, and we don't have any heroes. Tiger Woods was never a hero, but of mine. But role models. Again, I think about just youngsters and kids who want to try and do something. There was someone that they looked at. There was the Michaels. There was the Kobe's. There's the LeBron. Nah, I ain't looking up. Well, LeBron. Except when he's
to the
crying
generation
on.
LeBron. Yeah.
Well, he's always
Mhm.
crying. He's always pouting. Those kind of folks.
I want the ball more.
You know what I mean? Let me throw some Niners in there, right? So again, some of them the Montanas and the those types of
Jerry
folks,
Rice.
the Rices of the world. Tiger was one of those, and now we just look at him with side eye right now, like bruh, like
Well,
really?
he's I mean, in his time, he was a hero, right? He was that person that we looked up to, and I give him 100% credit for that. But I'm saying, you know, I don't have like again, you did it twice. If you did it once, you made a mistake, man. Everybody can forgive you, but doing it twice,
Yeah, you
that
keep
part
talking because
really,
I'm gonna keep that up there with Tony saying
yeah,
that literally what you were saying.
yeah, that part really that doesn't do anything. And then, like I said, for him in the black community, as you thrusted yourself as being the forefront in that person, I mean, just as big as Michael Jordan, I have a problem with him too. So I'm not gonna say he's negate, but Tiger could do a lot more. And the fact of the matter, he doesn't have to do it with kids. And I don't care if you can say he does golf clinics for little kids. That's great, but how many? That's a small majority. That's such a tiny thing.
Hmm.
And you could give your time. You could talk about the things you went through. You could talk about how hard it was to break into golf, being an African American. You could do all those things to help, and that costs no money, right? You can get on a platform to go to John Rogan, and he could talk about everything, how hard it was to break. That costs no money, but that helps somebody. He doesn't. Tiger hasn't done any of that, and I know he doesn't want to probably be in the spotlight due to his personal issues, especially with divorcing his wife, his kids, and all those things. But those questions don't have to be asked. Just talk about your journey and how it can help other people. That part would that part I think would help. But the bottom line, Tiger's going through some mental health issues. He is. He very much is, and he's shown the signs that he's trying to mask it with everything under the sun except address what the problem is. And it happened ever since his divorce. That's where I think a lot of things went. Oh, I'm sorry, his father passed and then his divorce.
Yeah.
Um, I think those are the things, but I mean, I don't empathize when you do it twice, man. I really don't. I think that's a bad look for us, and don't expect us to give you that empathy until you start to get yourself fixed.
Okay. So here's where I want to go,
I
and then I'm
bet.
gonna pull off of this. Oh,
Oh,
go ahead, HC, because I think I'm gonna close it out with just one statement.
yeah. Oh, I was gonna say, I bet Montel, you and others would probably have more sympathy for him if he had given back to the community and had been involved over and over and over again and been like, hey, I might be your hero, but I'm still a human being. I'm still valuable. I'm still gonna let
Hmm.
you down in some way because I'm just an athlete and I'm just a person. And so when he does let you down, because humans are gonna, that's what we do. We mess up. Then your community is probably more forgiving of you when you do make mistake number two or whatever it is, because you're like, man. And then also apologizing always helps. I am sorry.
Yeah.
I am
Mhm.
messing up. I to whom much is given, much is required, and I'm just shanking this. And so,
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, I see where you're coming from.
Yeah. I think he kind of falls under the great athlete everybody admires, We know you're going through some stuff, man. You got to, accept it, and then learn to deal with it. But to lie, to do it twice, then to lie, say I was just on my phone. That's why I turned my car. I've been on my phone before, and I don't flip my car.
Oh
So
my
is
God.
everybody else, and everybody. Been on the
Well,
phone a couple of times, and let's be honest with you. Nowadays, with the cars he's driving, I'm pretty sure his text messages he can talk to his car to relay those messages.
you think
You
that
don't
that
have to
Range
be
Rover
on your
got
phone.
Bluetooth? Okay, that Range
Yeah,
Rover
man,
got.
come on. Yeah. So I mean, he's kind of you're losing me by kind of. I think maybe you were on your phone, but I think those are lies to the
Yeah.
excuse why
Oh
you
no, yeah,
why
I
you
don't
rode
believe
your
that as
car.
far as I can throw it. So yeah.
So I'm saying, and you're right. To be all honest, I'm just disappointed, man. I thought he was a hero of ours that we could look up to, and now that you've done this twice, it puts another black eye on, the African American athlete for one, an iconic athlete that was there for two, and somebody that influenced generations.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just disappointed that now that this is happening twice, and you want me to be again not empathetic. I'm sorry, I use the wrong sympathetic to a situation. Um, it's just I don't think it's just a good look, and I hope he gets the help he needs, and I hope he can come out. And I mean, and I'm pretty sure Tiger throws money at foundations and all that. The thing with us in our community, the money is great, but we need you to be the forefront and in front of us, and let's see your actions, not
Yeah.
just always throwing money in the behind the scenes because we already know the money usually doesn't get to where it's supposed to go. You could donate to 1,000 charities, doesn't mean all those 1,000 charities are going to do what they're supposed to do. Money gets lost in translation, just like words.
Yeah. The thing that I want to do, and I know I want to move on because I want to be cognizant of time, but I put it up there real quick. Jimmy Harlow said where I'm coming from. The example is his son, little Charlie, right? Little Charlie coming up, and he winning, and he's following in the footsteps, and his son is watching him. And Tiger's got other kids as well, but man, he's like, man, Dad, come on, we were doing so good. We were out there doing the father and son pro-ams, and now here you go,
hmm
you forget everybody else, you letting me down. So appreciate Jimmy for putting that comment out there, because that's my mentality, man. I always come from a different angle. I appreciate somebody for saying that. Do got a question from MDH. So she's saying, Montel, would you say most of your passion is because of all of the potential and hope you had for him? Because you clearly
Yes,
pissed.
yes, it is. It is
Yeah.
100%. And
Okay.
I just said it. 100%.
Yeah.
I'm just disappointed, man. I think he was just such a powerful influence on our
Yeah.
community and all those things, and then to let us down. It's very frustrating because, like you said before, James, we don't have very many heroes.
Yeah.
We don't have very many people that influence something that strong. We have a bunch of basketball players that are great, but there's only a couple of guys that influence the game that strong. Michael Jordan, and then number two is Tiger Woods, and then after that is Magic Johnson. Right?
Yeah.
They've influenced the game that hard and that strong. And then one out of those three now have kind of fallen off the things due to substance abuse and all these things he's going through. That's
Lord have
hard
mercy.
to swallow.
Let's breathe for a minute.
Oh, and I forgot Muhammad Ali. I
Shout
can't
out to
forget Muhammad
Muhammad
Ali.
Ali. Come on,
Yeah,
Cassius
yeah, I
Clay.
can't forget. Yeah, can't forget the greatest. So
Let's do
those
it.
guys, those ones that are influence our community, our black community, sports community, and so on and so on. Those are the ones. Those are the ones.
Ooh, unfortunately, he let Charlie down, but Charlie will also have to deal with the coattails of the situation for quite some time. That sucks. MDH speaks the truth. Listen, okay, we may have a couple other stories. We may get to them. I don't know, but we have another segment that we gonna get into. So we went down in the deep abyss for a minute, y'all. Shout out to HC for bringing us some structure, because me and Montel just go down rabbit holes, and then like late at night I get calls from people yelling at me, or the FBI is calling and turning off Montel's internet. Don't worry about that right now. AC, you ready? You ready for me to bring in this segment here? We're gonna do it similar to like we did last time. Let's you ready to do it? Let's go.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm a bad dude with the graphic design. Y'all reach out to me. I was gonna put the Eddie Murphy line in there.
Yeah.
Very funny, but I didn't want any copyright or any infringement.
Oh.
Look at my television. AC,
I'm waiting to hear. Let's go.
what you got?
Yeah. No, what I was saying to James and Montel was like, hey, maybe the segment this week could be something funny that we saw sports related this week. And so my story that I'm bringing for all of you guys is, so it's not new, but it just came to light, resurfaced thanks to Netflix Sports this week, and that's Travis Kelce throwing a pitch from 2023, getting out there and just chucking it into the dirt, which I just, as a Niner fan, I have to point that out, especially because that was like 2 months after the Super Bowl that year. But anyway, so Travis Kelce, and then I started wondering what are the worst pitches for MLB, like first pitch out there. And so then I was going down a rabbit hole of the worst first pitches. And man, some of them are so bad. Like, love you, Snoop Dogg, but come on, that was bad.
Yeah, Snoop was weak.
I don't know if you guys remember that. And then 50 Cent. So 50 Cent, I love 50 Cent, and I love his interview after when he's like, sorry, I can't even talk.
You couldn't be a comedian. You over there, just talking before the punchline.
Their own jokes.
I would be a terrible comedian. But what? I'm drawing a blank on his real name, Curtis
Jackson.
Yeah, thank you. And he was just saying how that was Curtis Jackson up on the mound, and he couldn't believe it, Curtis Jackson. He doesn't like it when he's around, gets in the way, and just blaming it on him. Anyway. So I was looking up all that, and I was watching. I was just doing like a 10 minutes of watching horrible first pitches.
So you literally went down the rabbit hole of funny first pitches. See, the thing is, Montella, she didn't tell us what it was going to be, so we couldn't do our research.
Yeah.
So we coming in.
That's great though. Nah. Put a light in the mood. Way to lighten the mood. That's a great segue into lightening the mood. People, please go out there and check it out, because you're right. There's a bunch of hilarious entertainers that really are not athletic.
You know who I can think of immediately? I don't know if you got him on your list, and it's someone who I do not like.
Oh, tell me.
It's Stephen A. Smith.
Oh,
I did.
I did.
I saw that. I don't think it made it to the mound. Yeah.
Yeah, he terrible.
He got no love.
He just all mouth and no hairline and no athleticism. I remember that, and I said, look at this fool here. He done set us back again. Okay.
Him and Jason Whitlock have set us back again. You're absolutely right. They've set us back again. All the way back.
Okay, I'm trying to think. There was some gymnasts too that tried to get up there. They did it, but I remember somebody did it like a flip or splits or something and tried to throw the ball. Like, you doing too much. Who was that?
Yeah.
Was that old Simone? I can't remember. Somebody.
Was it Simone Jordan Childs? Who was that? You're right. She threw it and then like dropped in the splits.
Out there doing the splits. Come on now. We don't need that. I'm sorry.
That's horrible.
Why not?
I should know that.
Baseball's so damn boring. You need something. Yeah, she needed to do that.
We gonna have a problem if you keep talking about my pastime.
Mariah Carey threw in her high heels. I think I remember that. Hey, look, I give excuses to celebrities or people, athletes like Conor McGregor or something that don't use like handball coordination. But Travis Kelce, you really can't throw it just down just 60 feet. It's 60 feet, right? You just can't do that. I'm going to rip on him like I could do it.
Well,
he hit a home run this weekend, right? Isn't his girlfriend, she's pregnant now? Didn't they announce she's pregnant?
Bruh. No, that would have stopped the news. No, that would have been
all news. Today? You got
I saw it the other day, the day before, a couple of days ago. I think so. I don't know. Well, he hit a home run who's married, who's dating anyway. So he got the most popular woman in the world. So
yeah,
he can't throw a ball.
There's no way that Taylor Swift is pregnant without there being like a breaking news announcement.
Unless she doesn't want nobody to know about it. She's the only one that can shut down the internet and any information that goes out there. So I'm saying he's winning. He's winning. He lost the baseball throw, but he's winning in life.
So in 2007, so people online were saying, I bet Taylor could throw better than him. In 2007, I saw that she was singing the national anthem at a Reading's Phillies. It's a Phillies minor league baseball team. And she sang the national anthem, and she had a ball in her hand. She's like, I'll just throw it. And she threw it, and from the reaction, people were like, oh, yeah. And I'm like, so she probably did throw it better than Travis. So I'm just going to say Taylor can throw better than Travis.
Hey,
That
wasn't lighting the mood.
Niner energy is coming through real
Yeah.
strong.
He lighting the mood big time.
You
Okay.
know what I'm saying? I will admit though, Kelsey has kind of fallen off over the years, but I'm not gonna go down that path.
Hater.
Let's do it. Let's go down that path.
Yeah,
You hate. Y'all hating on the man. Leave the man. The man is winning in life.
He'd win.
Leave him alone.
I saw him at the. I didn't see him, but I saw him. Was it the last award show? I don't remember what it was, but
Went to the ESPY Awards? No, iHeartRadio. You mean
iHeartRadio Awards? Yeah, he winning. He doing his thing.
He winning, man. Let the brother let him enjoy his life right now. He winning.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. I ain't mad at it.
Haters.
I'm gonna be happy for
Haters.
everyone. No, I'm gonna be happy for everyone. Again, we gonna be glass half
Look
full.
what you put on the screen. Yeah, okay. I get your branding. You won't get sued for that. You can't do that no more.
Oh shoot! Oh really?
Hey, we gonna get sued for that. And then I brought up the story, folks. I was gonna talk about the practice facility because there's been jokes about the facility out there as well. Was that it? Okay, that was dope. Even MD8 said this is freaking great. So okay, I like the fact that me and Montel didn't know, so we couldn't
I'm sorry.
plan for it. Now that's cool because I'm like, where's she going with
I'll
this?
tell you next time. I'll tell you next time.
No, I like the spontaneity. Man, that's a big word. I never use that. Okay.
Nice.
I hope I said it right way. Where you want to go now? Where you want to go? You want to talk about your practice facility, or would you like to talk about what we could talk about?
Ask the fans what they want to talk about. What do they want us to discuss? What story they want us to bring
what
up?
they want to talk about? Let's see. Why your face?
First person that pops in, we'll talk about that. Yeah.
It's like
Let's talk
comment
about it.
roulette.
It's probably gonna be MDH because she quick.
Quick.
Yeah,
Let's discuss it.
I'm surprised she hasn't jumped on backstage here to come on camera too, because she got some good things to say too as well. If no one decides what they want to talk about, let's do this. No, I don't want to talk about it. That's horrible news. And again, I don't want the kids to jump in and AC have to go somewhere.
Oh, you need like a quick segment.
Oh, I know. You know what we could talk about? Let's talk about. I got what we could talk about. The Olympics officially dismissed transgenders competing.
That was actually on my list. Comment roulette.
That's one of the stories we should. We're gonna go deep. Let's end with a flurry.
All right, let me sit up straight because I remember a show on the internet, a video podcast, infocast, many years ago. HC, let me tell you something. This story right here was not on the front page of ESPN when it first came out as a conversation. And I think we even talked about this to you at the table at the Super Bowl, right? We said, hey, we were one of the first to talk about the swimmer, first one to talk about some of the track athletes, the boxer at the Olympics. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. It's official. We said exactly this. The Olympics has to do something because it is the global stage, people coming from all over the planet, and what's going on? Because you can't have them either sleeping in the same dorm, you can't have them competing in the same heats. You gotta either have different medals, you gotta have different classification. Someone stood up and said we're going to go ahead and make this happen right now. Transgender women are banned from the Olympics by the new IOC policy. You have to take a DNA test now to tell what you were born as, male or female, and that determines which sports you compete in. HC, your thoughts on this right here? We're gonna start with you, and then we're gonna trickle down, right?
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Well, so personally, I'm happy about it as a former athlete, as a mom to a daughter, or an aunt to a niece, etc. As a woman, I'm happy about it. I find it extremely unfair to have biological men competing against biological women. And I know the argument of testosterone levels are lower, et cetera, because of the hormone replacements. However, I do not believe that testosterone is the only difference between biological men and biological women. There are many, many differences. And the the role of sports is a meritocracy. So the
Mm.
best of the best, right? And the
Mhm.
fastest. So yes, some men can be beaten by some women, but the fastest man, the strongest man, will always beat the fastest female and the strongest female. So if we're going to put the
Mhm.
best up against the best, we're not talking about the same sport anymore. And I think that this new agreement that the IOC has come to, genetic testing, looking for the SRY gene, I think a cheek swab is not invasive. So it's not like you're going to have to like drop
Mhm.
trow and do something really inappropriate.
Good point.
We take performance enhancement drugs. They test for that. A swab in the cheek is not that big of a deal. It's one time, prove your name, you're good to go. And I feel like this is an 80-20 issue in America. Hey, thank you, Melanie.
Mhm.
I feel like it's an 80-20 issue here in America, maybe even more. We're meeting 80%. Most of us, this is how we feel.
Yeah.
So in short, because I know it's late and Montel, you got to get in there, but I'm happy about this.
No.
No, I'm drop the mic on that one. You said it perfectly perfect. I don't agree with it. I mean, I agree with them saying that they're not going to allow it. I believe we talked about this so many times that there is a big difference between, biological men and biological women and them competing in a sport. It's an unfair advantage. I also, there's just a lot of things going on when it comes to discussions. I mean, I know the Supreme Court just had a ruling as well on it about testing for about gender. I forgot how you say it. When they want to transition, the transition, help.
Gender affirming care.
No, it wasn't that. It was
Oh,
something about they can't take the drugs at a certain age. Like you can't be a young person and take the drug to start
Okay.
doing the hormonal transformation. You're not allowed
oh,
to do that anymore. Sorry, I'm lost to words on that one. But I do agree with the IOC. I think they made the right decision at this point. But I do believe, again, to people that are transgender and want to compete, there needs to be create a different lane. There has to be something, an alternative for them to be able to participate in sports because I think they have the right as well.
Yeah.
Just not right now at this platform, and they haven't worked out the rules and how they want to pursue for them to be able to compete in that nature because there is a lane for it. There is obviously they want to compete in sports. And I think some of them genuinely want to just compete, right? They want to play,
Yeah.
but there's no platform. So they need to create a platform for them to participate and play and do the things they want to do and be able to be successful. Um, but again, we're getting in a crazy era, right? We got the San Jose State situation with the volleyball girl,
Yeah.
transgender volleyball girl, and I think one of the teammates are suing San Jose State because she was a teammate or she was a roommate or something like that. I didn't get all the whole gist of the story, but we're dealing with that, and I think we got more and more transgender situations coming into play that they want to participate in more sports and more competitive outlets. Um, no one has the answer. No, I don't
Yeah.
even have the answer, but there got to
No.
be
No.
something out there to be able to do it. Go ahead.
No one has the answer, but I applaud the IOC for having the courage to make this
Yes.
statement because we talked about a lot. Hey, NCAA should probably say something because they're a
Hmm.
loud body as well, but they didn't and they haven't. So applaud the IOC for stating this. Feel the same way, guys. So ditto to how you both feel. Have a right to compete, have a right to train, have a right to get medals and things of that nature, but separate could be equal. And,
We got to shout out NAIA too. NAIA made a statement too. Remember, NAIA
yes,
sanctioned
yes,
the competitor for NCAA. They came out and said we're not going to allow that in the schools that participate in athletics as well. And I commend them. And also understand NAIs. Most of the schools are found on religious base, which is fine.
yeah.
But they're universities and they compete at a high level. They
Hmm.
said the same thing. So I want to give them their kudos as well. I don't think there's a right or wrong answer, man. I really don't. It's just that we got to come to some kind of fair agreement where everybody can participate against equal, right? Against your same, where you don't have a comparative advantage. So, and I don't know where that's
yeah.
at. I don't have the answer where that's at just yet. Neither does anybody else. Have a gender Olympics. How's that? I mean, what does that mean? Transgenders just completed an Olympics and the same thing?
Give
I
us a
don't
little bit
know.
more, Tony. Come on, TD.
Give me a little more on that
give
one.
us,
Yeah, I'm lost on that one. You gotta
give
give
us
me
a
a little more
bit
substance on that one so I can go
appreciate
roll
you for
with it. But
chiming in, but give us just a little bit more.
yeah,
Listen, let me say this. No, I'm not. I'm not gonna say what I want to say.
Well,
I,
I'm saying
I'm not gonna say what I want to say. I'm
when
gonna
when
get in trouble.
when all these situations come to when someone's going, it's let's be honest, man. Let's keep it real. It's about money, right? It comes to a situation when it's about money. As soon as they sue someone based on discrimination because they're transgender, people make changes. Or they get firm and they don't make the change, right? They get a firm stand.
So that's why the
For Leah
NCAA has
Thompson.
not made a change. You saying because
I'm saying
that's a
the
big win.
NCAA scared. They scared because if they say
Yes.
no transgender on there, they're gonna be like, well, okay, well then you need to provide an outlet to compete because you have Title IX. Okay, my
Brother.
my child is a male, but they claim themselves as a female. Where do they fit in the Title IX? That's a law that you guys passed. They want to compete. Where do they compete? They want to compete in female. When they challenge that, and that goes in front of a court and decide, I think that's where
Well,
we're gonna start to see some change. Go ahead, Heather. I'm sorry.
I think we already did redo the Title IX. So I think it's back to where it should be. And then there's certain states, I want to say like Maine, California, there's certain states that won't abide by it. And so there's a kind of like a federal and state battle right now between like, hey, you're not going to get your federal funding unless you abide by Title IX. And so I think that's actually an ongoing
Yeah,
battle
but where do
right
you fall
now.
in Title IX if you're transgender, though? Where do you fall in Title IX if you're transgender? You're a biological
But
female, but you want to identify male. So again, if you get a scholarship as a male, I don't. Where do you get your scholarship? Are you getting it as a male who you identify with, or you get a scholarship as a
no,
woman?
no.
Yeah, because
So
Title
no,
IX is
it's
all
going
about
back to
scholarship equal. Yeah, it's all about scholarship equality, right? It's as many men get scholarships, you got to have as many women. So we're talking about that part. The
so
one part. Go ahead.
yeah, no, I know, but Title IX was rewritten, uh, what, like 4 years ago, 4 years ago,
Hmm.
and under
Hmm.
that administration, and it was rewritten to add in like what you identify as and not biologically. So I'm saying that's now reversed. That's this
Okay.
administration has now reversed that and put it back to biologically. So technically, even if you identify, even if you're a trans female biologically man, what I'm saying is the states should not allow, NCAA should not allow to compete in collegiate sports in the women's category because they're not biologically XX chromosome. That's what I'm saying.
I, I agree with that, and I agree. I think that, and you're absolutely right. But I'm saying when someone sues and challenges that decision, if they win, it changes the landscape again, right? So there's a
But
biological male at San Jose State volleyball. She's a biological male, but she's playing on the women's team. So that goes against the rule right there. And I know that person's in litigation trying to sue the NCAA. That law right there, right now, what you identify with, it could be seen as discrimination, right? It can be seen as discrimination. What's going to fix that? What's going to change that? Where do they fall? Where do they align? I don't think there's an answer yet. I think they're just going to say, yeah, we're going to go with your biological makeup. We're going to give you, we're going to take away or give the scholarship, and then we're going to just figure out the rest later on. Because it is a form of discrimination, whether we want to believe it or not. It is. If you changed yourself from a biological man to a woman, and
well,
in all essence they say you're a woman, and you're being discriminated
yeah.
against, it doesn't matter.
Well, yeah, the whole point is to discriminate. The whole point is to classify one and the other, male and female. The whole point is. So they can be mad about that, but that's the entire point, is that women cannot be able to compete competitively in sports unless we discriminate and have our own category. So
True.
what's the issue?
No, no. So I'm saying it is that way now.
Yeah.
But when you're transgender, where do you fall? So you just saying we're not allowed to compete? Is that what you're saying? We can't compete because I'm no longer a man. In my eyes, I'm no longer a man. Just like I could say, I mean, it could go anything. Your sexual preference. Okay, you can't participate because you're this or because you're that. No matter what we say, it's a form of discrimination at the end of the day. And discrimination,
Right.
we
So
kind of fraud upon. So where do we draw the line? Where's NCAA going to draw the line? Which
well,
they
so
have now temporarily. Turn this. They have now, but for temporarily situations, and I agree with it to a certain point. But as soon as someone challenges that, I think, and it's going to go back to the top superior court. As soon as someone challenges this, and they happen to win, the landscape has to change at that point. And I think no one has an answer to change the landscape. They haven't even thought outside the box to create another lane, in my opinion.
Oh, you're saying to create a transgender
Yeah,
athletic
yeah, yeah.
lane.
because money's
Ah,
involved, and I bring Title IX involved because the money is directly correlated with scholarship money and NIL money right now. If I have 50 girls on scholarship, I have to have 50 males on scholarship. Well, now I have this other lane that's crossing either one. And granted, right now I can't. I'm protected until someone challenges it at the Supreme Court and it possibly changes. Now I have to create another lane, and that's more money involved. All this money, and if there's a lane for it and there's an audience for it, why wasn't I created? Because at the end of the day, they're being discriminated against, and I'm not for it. Trust me, I'm not for them. I'm not for biological going against non-biological people, but I'm saying you can't discriminate them against either. Just like you're not for segregation, but
well,
if someone's getting segregated, it's discrimination at the end of the day by definition.
right. Well, right now, I mean, trans athletes, is it even 1%? It's very low, right? Or those who are openly identify, right? So there
hmm
probably is not enough to even compete against each other to have their own category right now, correct?
I would agree. I would agree. Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah, so maybe someday, but right now, it seems like it will stay male, female, XXXY chromosome. I think
Hmm.
that's where it will go,
hmm
regardless of soon. Because what happens is we all have to live in society together. So in order to do that and not have utter chaos, we have to have some level of a framework that we can all agree on to operate under. And so the framework that they're going to resort to will be basic XXXY biology, because you have to have some level of truth. Otherwise, if we throw absolute truth out the door, then it's complete chaos. And why even have gendered sports? Just say soccer, and there's no discriminating at all. There's no men and women's.
Make
So
it
I
plain,
think what
Pastor. Make it plain.
at this point, yeah, I think at this point, to avoid utter chaos, a framework has to be involved. And I know that the trans community says this is a form of governmental control, but I think control is the wrong word. The word is you have to have guidelines, framework, laws, regulations to at least say this is how we're going to operate in society, because we all have to live together. So there has to be some level of truth that we all accept.
So you don't. So do you agree or disagree that there should be a third? And like you said, that framework, there should be a third item in that framework. You should have male, female, trans.
It, yeah, if there's enough athletes, then yeah.
Well,
If
I
they
think
don't want to go
yeah.
with their
No,
biological chromosome, then yeah, because you can't let the alternative happen.
yeah,
So
you're right. You're absolutely right. But I think that's the point we're at. Where do we
we,
fall, and who's going to provide those guidelines, and where they're going to set? Because I believe, especially within the LGBT, I don't know what to say. I don't know the acronyms, but that community, right? That whole community, um, I think they will support that. I think they're going to push for that narrative and push for that as it grows. Like you said, it's 1%. What about when it gets to 3%? What about, because high school, it's already filtered into the high school level, right? It's filtered in some even the youth level that these things are happening. And my point is growing.
yeah.
I would say NCAA and these partners need to be prepared. Even I say IOC to be prepared to develop a framework so they can participate. Because at the end of the day, regardless if I agree with it or not, it is a form of discrimination based on
Definitely,
their ideology or their sexuality. It's still a form of discrimination
yeah,
at the end of the day.
definitely,
Yeah.
trigger topic. Is that a good word? This is one that no one's gonna solve tonight. But
No answer.
I
Yeah.
will say this: when there's no answer yet. And I will say this
Yeah.
because I want to step us back just a little bit, and HC, I want to be cognizant of your time because again, I know the answer is going to break in here in a second. The passion for the conversation, you guys is both passion for the conversation and for the topic. HC, when we met you, we told you that getting comfortable having uncomfortable conversations, and then that we get into it, and just no one's trying to step over anyone. It's just really having that discussion. And the problem with society
Oh yeah.
is that society doesn't have this hard conversation.
Yeah.
Just like you said, we have to have a framework. We have to have some sense of reality. I like that, man. I made a check mark when you said that. So that's gonna be all over the internet in about 2 hours. But just having that sense of reality and having that check mark, having that framework, having this dialogue matters. So I wanted to pause and say to you guys and to everyone watching and listening that it matters that we're having this hard conversation and we can be respectful in that conversation. At the end of the day, we're going to figure it out. Someone's going to figure it out. I'll close on this topic by just saying again, I applaud the IOC for having the courage to step
Hmm.
up and say the hard thing and take whatever backlash, take whatever heat that they're gonna get from it, but stick by that. Would love to see other organizations step up as well. We could have talked about UConn instead of talking about that. We could have talked about Brother Hurley rolling up on the. Listen, we could have done that.
Well,
That
I
that would
mean,
have probably been easier, but
are we gonna talk
Montel.
about Mr. Ivy, right? Are we gonna talk about Mr. Ivy and his
we gonna
comments
we
getting
gonna have
kicked?
to save that because again we
Hmm.
went a little bit over this time and again I want to be cognizant. That's my word that I use. I might put that on the shirt. Cognizant of your time.
I
HC,
have
take
UConn
us.
in my Final Four.
Well, we can talk about that on another
Ah.
day. We'll talk about that next week when we'll see if Hurley gets it through. He's cocky enough and his team is good enough. We will see.
Wait, so before
Duke
we sign
shoulda.
out, who do you guys think is gonna win? Just real quickly. Just
I,
Men's Arizona, women's I think UCLA. Man, UCLA
I
looks
would
really
love
good.
UCLA to win. For the women's. I don't care about the men's. I'll go for UConn. Hurley just because he's a bad dude, meaning bad meaning bad, not bad meaning good, that kind of thing. Okay, I'm dating myself on that one. I want the story. I want Bud to come through and get another one for them over there. I want Gino to get another one. I want her to come out and then be one of the first couple of picks. She's not gonna be the first pick. We know that's gonna be yeah, but yeah, I want UConn. It would be dope if UCLA though, because that's me. That's why
Yeah,
I'm sending a lot of money to
I,
UCLA every month.
I think the women's parity for the competition is very, very. It's almost even, right? You can go with UConn, UCLA, South Carolina, right? They're all there. That's going to be great. Love to see Don Stanley win another one too, if it's South Carolina,
She
because
will.
she's
She
done such a
will.
great
I don't
job.
know if it's this year.
Uh,
She
yeah, yeah,
will.
yeah.
They just haven't been
I,
as
I,
dominant. They've been doing
yeah.
the thing, but who
Men's
you got?
Arizona's hard to beat. Wow, I mean every time I think they're down, they come back. I mean, they had that big comeback win. It's going to be tough. So those are I'm
yeah.
going to say Arizona. I'm going to say West Coast. Arizona, UCLA. I want to be West Coast all the way.
Go
So
ahead,
I'll rock with
Q.
that.
Okay, that's cute.
Yeah,
HC,
yeah,
who
yeah,
you
yeah.
got? Who you got?
Well, I was in two March Madness brackets. So UCLA with women, and then for the two men's, I have Arizona and I had Houston in my other one. I know.
Oh,
I
bless
know.
your heart. Like that,
Mm.
they got a decent squad, but no.
Yeah,
March is madness, so you never know.
Like
absolutely.
90% of the brackets were broke in like night one.
After Duke lost,
I got
everybody's
You know-
bracket just busted at that point. That was it. Let's be honest. When Duke lost,
Man, that was
everybody
not
was
expected.
busted at that point. It
That
was
was
busted.
not
They got
expected,
busted.
man.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
had to call
You
the
know,
team. Y'all okay? Man, y'all didn't make it.
Yeah.
All right. HC, close it out, and then Montel take us home. What you got?
Oh.
Yeah, what you got? AC,
Well-
you got anything you working on that you want to share with the people?
Well, again, so for me, this is Faith Week. So, it's an important week for me, and I'm really grateful for Good Friday. And I had someone ask me, why is it called Good Friday? This is the day that Jesus died. I'm like, because it was the atonement for our sins, and it's mercy and grace, and I'm here for it. So, everyone have a blessed Easter and a blessed Faith Week.
Man, you can't top that, Montel. I don't even know if you should talk.
Oh yeah, I don't know if I could top that one, but
Right, listen,
yeah,
we about to open up the doors of the church right now. Bring ye ties.
yeah,
Okay,
I mean,
I don't know. Let me get the blaspheming up here. Okay.
yeah. I want to first of all give a shout out to my brother-in-law Roosevelt. He got in a bad car accident. I hope he, bless him for his quick recovery. He should be good though. Bless all of our friends and family. Again, everyone. I know we have difficult conversations and people fall on both sides, but at the end of the day, we just want a greater community and be able to discuss and gain knowledge and open yourselves to different lights, right? See through other people's lenses to make sure
Mhm.
we all get it right. And I think we don't do that enough. Prayers for our soldiers and stuff that are overseas, and we're in this war, and it's just lasting longer and longer and longer. I wish them all the blessings in the world. Praise to the 13 people that we know have passed away in this war. I pray for the families and whatnot. And man, again, we just got to do better on checking up on everybody,
Yeah.
checking up on your loved ones and seeing, making sure they're all right. And again, like I said, the happiest person in the room may be the most depressing person in the room. So make sure you don't ignore that person at all. Make sure they're A-okay. And again, get comfortable having uncomfortable conversations because that's how we learn.
We out, y'all.
We don't slow feet. Welcome to the grind. This team no sleep. Jane locked in. Numbers so deep. Montel to hustle. Had to talk heat. Team no sleep. We up, we eat. Hey, 4 quarter pressure. Yeah. We don't know defeat. Hey, team no sleep. Clock don't creep. Talk that work every play all week. Big stats up, fake on the week. Call out, takes every ICC. If you live this, turn up, repeat. It's James Montel, Heather on the beat. Team no sleep. We up, we eat.